Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Some interesting news. The Elden Ring minimum system requirements were posted on Steam yesterday, but they were quickly taken down. I had initially looked at it when it went up, and I was like, a little bit strange as far as those minimum requirements go, and it was just the minimum requirements. Recommended requirements were not posted. I want to go over those, but take it with a grain of salt because they were quickly pulled, and there's one area of these minimum requirements where I'm just like, yeah, no. Remember, this is still going to be a game on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Yes, it's on the PS5 and Series X, but this is not a true next-generation game, so we'll talk about that. And, why I'm pressing X to doubt on these, system requirements. Also, Lost Ark dropped yesterday after a little bit of a tumultuous launch, but holy hell, this game is getting pretty popular. We'll talk that in a little bit. But first of all, these Elden Ring system requirements, the minimum requirements were posted, as I mentioned. Let's just go over them real quick, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts. Intel Core i5-8400 or AMD Ryzen 3 3300X is the minimum CPU. Even that seems kinda high to me, but, yeah, whatever, as far as that's concerned. Actually, let me do something. Let me pull up the Dark Souls 3 system requirements, because I think that'll give us an idea as well. So, on Dark Souls 3, the minimum system requirements was a Core i3-2100 and an FX 6300. Bear in mind, that was a game from 2016, so, obviously this game's probably gonna look a little better, but, yeah, and it's an open world game, so take that into account. Here's where it gets a little bit dicey. Minimum RAM requirement, why I'm pressing X to doubt on these minimum requirements, 12 gigabytes of RAM? Huh? A minimum? 12 gigabytes? Again, this is a game on the PS4 and the Xbox One. 12 gigabytes should not be the minimum requirement for the RAM, so that to me is already invalidating these minimum requirements, hence them being pulled. I don't know why they were posted in the first place, but that minimum RAM requirement of 12 gigabytes just complete press X to doubt on that one. Dark Souls 3 had a minimum RAM requirement of 4 gigabytes. If we want to take a look at a more recent From Software game, we could also look at Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That also had a minimum RAM requirement of 4 gigabytes. I highly doubt within the span of, 3 years that we're tripling the RAM requirement here for Elden Ring. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Yes, it's probably going to be a better looking game. Yes, it's in an open world. It's a bigger world, whatever the case may be. But 12 gigabytes is still a little bit too dicey on that one. And to give you guys an idea, Sekiro literally has like parity with the Dark Souls 3 system requirements as far as minimum requirements go. i3-2100 and FX 6300 here as well. And then, minimum GPU requirement here is a GTX 1060 3GB or an AMD Radeon RX 580. I don't think that's anything too crazy. To give you guys an idea, the Dark Souls 3 had a 750 Ti as minimum, and then Sekiro had a 760. So, you're jumping up 2 generations here, 900 and then into the 1060s. But, you know, it's 2022. I think a 10 series GPU being minimum and a mid-range 10 series GPU, well, mid-range back then, but yeah, you get the idea. I don't think that's anything outrageous. Maybe even that's a little bit slightly high, because at the end of the day, again, you do have to take into account that this is going to be a game on the PS4 and Xbox One. But then you can look at a game like Dying Light 2. That game's on the PS4 and Xbox One, and you know, that game has somewhat higher system requirements. Even then, Dying Light 2, a GTX 1050 Ti, and an RX 560. So yeah, just interesting how Elden Ring shakes out with this. I don't think these are the legit system requirements. I saw some chatter about this on social media, so I wouldn't take it too seriously. Again, that 12 gigabytes of minimum RAM requirement, I think everybody saw that and was like, no mas on that one. That does not seem right at all. So, something to take into account. It does note storage 60 gigabytes as well. I do imagine it's going to be a sizable install there, but yeah, 60 gigabytes seems about right for a game like this. Sekiro was 25 gigabytes, and Dark Souls 3 was 25 gigabytes as well. At least that's what's listed on the Steam system requirements page. Alright, moving on from that, Lost Ark, baby! Oh my god, this game had a bit of a train wreck of a launch on Friday, but the game is doing incredibly well as it peaked at just under 1 million concurrent players. Holy hell, that is a lot of people playing this game. Bear in mind that this is a game that had a tumultuous launch, so a lot of people couldn't get in, a lot of people just, like, gave up trying to get in, so That is wild. Now, this isn't breaking the record or anything like that for all-time concurrent players. As noted on PC Gamer, PUBG has the record with 3.3 million back in 2018, which is just absurd. But you're talking about it getting pretty close to Cyberpunk 2077, and it probably would have beaten that out had there not been launch issues. Cyberpunk 2077 also had some launch issues, but of a different sort. Cyberpunk had peaked at 1.054 million. Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Dota 2 are also pretty close to Lost Ark, with Counter-Strike and Dota 2 being around 1.3 million. So just to give you guys some comparison points on how big this game is going to be. Now, at the end of the day, that is going to probably be close to or the peak. Remember, you're going to peak within the first 72 hours to a week of the release of the game, and then it's about sustaining that user base. Sometimes a big expansion, sometimes a big update. Yes, that can help you get close to the peak or even breaking the peak. In the case of a World of Warcraft or a Final Fantasy XIV, once you get an expansion rolling out, once you get a big update rolling out, etc., the game is going to potentially break its peak. However, you look at the Halo Infinites of the world, you look at the Battlefield 2042s of the world, you look at all these games that come out with a multiplayer emphasis, the peak is always, usually, I always say always, and that's not true. Usually, it's going to be within the first week, and then it is going to taper off, but it's about how much of that audience can you sustain, and hopefully Lost Ark does do a good job cycling in new content, making sure the servers work, and providing a compelling experience more than anything, so people will stay glued to the game and not uninstall after 2 weeks of playing it. And yeah, because if you look at like Halo Infinite's player base, another free-to-play game, for example, like it peaked really high when it initially dropped, and then obviously it tapered off, but that game still has a pretty healthy user base. And Lost Ark is definitely still going to have a user base, like a healthy user base, because even if it loses 90% of its audience, you're still talking about 100k concurrent players at a time. Games would kill to have 100k concurrent players at a time, you know? Even if it loses 95%, 50,000 concurrent players, very successful number there. I do think it's going to do better than that, and I think it could break the peak because, again, Friday we had so many launch issues that hopefully those are ironed out within the next week, and then more and more people are able to jump in, and more people are able to play the game. But that's going to do it for me. Again, Elden Ring, those minimum system requirements that were posted and then quickly pulled, I think they were quickly pulled for a reason. I don't think those are accurate, but still funny to look at, I think, and I wouldn't get too worried about them if you did see them and you didn't realize they were pulled. And a Lost Ark reaching, pretty high concurrent player counts, but let's see if they can get things ironed out. Let's see if they can break that peak, and let's see what it does stabilize at in, a month or two. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.